Hey there, everyone. No, this is no breaking news video. No. But with the NFL trade deadline coming up at 4 p.m., I just wanted to make a video of potential trades that should happen. That should happen. I mean, seriously, we got a lot of trades going through, especially with the Seahawks and Bengals trade for Carlos Dunlap. Then there was the Jets and Steelers for Avery Williamson, Chargers and Titans, which I was good with because we got Desmond King, and of course the Saints and 49ers trade, swapping linebackers. Oh my god. Yeah, anyway, at 4 p.m. is the trade deadline, and I want to discuss potential trades on what could happen by then, on what should happen by then. Of course, these are my options only. This isn't breaking news. So this is my opinion. Though, comment down below what do you think of the opinions, and what do you think which trades should you think might happen? So I'm going to start off with Stephon Gilmore, since he is the most likely to talk about. Stephon Gilmore. The Patriots announced that he is worth a first-round draft pick, no less than a first-rounder. So I could definitely see a lot of potential candidates. I can see some playoff potential candidates going after him. So, yeah, if you're a team who's in the hunt for the playoffs, go get Stephon Gilmore. But I don't think I would want to be an NFC East team to pick that guy up. Because if an NFC East team gets on the phone and trades their first-round draft pick for Stephon Gilmore, they're betting all or nothing. Because if they don't win the division, you're giving an easy first-round draft pick to the New England Patriots. And if you turn out worse than you already have, you might as well throw it. You might as well give the Patriots an early top 10 pick. I mean, did you see the Patriots record? 2-5? If an NFC East team were to call for that guy, it would be that general manager would be fired. Yeah. The only NFC East team that has connections with the Patriots is the Giants, because Joe Judge is on there. Still, yeah, that would be a total disaster if that Stephon Gilmore trade were to happen to an NFC East team. But I think the potentials would be the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because Tom Brady is on the team. The Seattle Seahawks, who run a solid defense. But there's also a chance he can join the New Orleans Saints, and I'm adding a wild card to the mix. I'm going to add a wild card to the mix. I'm going to go with my gut. Sorry, Titans, but I got to go with the Indianapolis Colts as the wild card team. I hope that trade doesn't happen, but if Stephon Gilmore ends up with the Indianapolis Colts, it would be a rebuttal to the Desmond King trade. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. I would definitely be mad if that were to happen. I would definitely write a rebuttal. Make a video of a rebuttal if that were to happen. I would be extremely mad. This would be my reaction to that video. Now let's move on to the Bengals wide receivers, AJ Green and John Ross. T. Higgins is really hogging all the glory. I mean, seriously, T. Higgins is hogging all the glory. Joe Burrow is nowhere near close to A.J. Green or John Ross. I would be shocked to see one of them go. I could see Green Bay Packers trying to get their hands on one of those guys. I mean, seriously, the Bengals really do need to get rid of one of those guys. T. Higgins and Austin Tate are hogging all the glory. If I were the Packers, I would definitely call them for one of them instead of Will Fuller from the Texans. I mean, seriously. That is what because the Bengals are more desperate for draft picks right now. I mean, seriously, they traded Carlos Dunlap to the Seahawks. I'm bet they're not done selling. Or if you're a New England Patriots fan, I'm pretty sure you can have A.J. Green or John Ross ready by next year. So if you're a Packers or Patriots fan, pray to God that your general managers call the Bengals today. Because T. Higgins and Austin Tate, they are hogging all the glory and putting A.J. Green and John Ross out of business. Now let's move on to Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins, quarterback of the Washington football team. Most people say that he might not get traded, but are you kidding me? I know a team that might want him. That might need him. The Dallas Cowboys, their divisional foe. Want to know why the Cowboys should be interested? Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton are... Dak Prescott's gone, but who knows when Andy Dalton comes back. They're down to their third string already. They need a QB to stay in the hunt. Unless, of course, they're ready to fall. If you're tanking for Trevor Lawrence, don't waste your time. That's the Jets department now. So please, do something, Cowboys. Please. Beg the Washington football team for Dwayne Haskins. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. Another interesting player that can come to mind is Karen Johnson. That's right, Karen Johnson, one of the running backs from Detroit Lions. I could see him trying to get traded because of rookie DeAndre Swift and, of course, Adrian Peterson. Of course, you're all wondering, why the hell would the Lions want to trade for Karen Johnson? Well, those two players are why. And I know what you're thinking. Adrian Peterson might leave Detroit or probably retire by then. But what if he doesn't? You never stop to think things through. So Karen Johnson is the likely name to mention to be traded. I think Karen Johnson should get traded to the Bengals because they're in need of running backs. Who knows when Joe Mixon's coming back? And I know what you're thinking. Giovanni Bernard is okay, but what happens if something happens to him? What if something happens to Bernard and they're down to a third string? I mean, seriously. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe Green Bay Packers could take him. They are playing Thursday night this week, so no. No, 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 no. And I don't care if AJ Dillon and Jamal Williams are out. There is no way they'll have that guy by Thursday night. So, yeah, the most likely team to get Johnson would be the Bengals. Now let's move on to another guy. Let's move on to Takk McKinley. He is one talented edge. The Atlanta Falcons might want a deal for him. He needs a fresh start somewhere, and I'm pretty sure that if a playoff team is going to come for McKinley, I'm going to have to say the Seattle Seahawks. Their defense is atrocious. They are willing to fight their way to get McKinley. I would definitely have to say Seattle Seahawks. But if a non-playoff, but I'm going to add a wild, but if non-playoff teams are involved, I'm going to have to say the 49ers and the Chargers. Those two teams would qualify to get McKinley. But if we want to see McKinley in the playoffs, it's definitely the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, Seattle. Go me. Go me. Now let's move on to Marvin Jones Jr. I don't think most likely he's going to be traded because Kenny Golladay is out, so they might need him for a while. But if he were to get traded somewhere, Green Bay Packers would be fine if they don't get Will Fuller, John Ross, AJ Green. Yeah, I could see the Green Bay Packers trying to get this guy if they don't go through with it. Now let's move on to another Atlanta Falcon, Alex Mack, center. The guy is one heck of an offensive beast. I could definitely see Alex Mack starting over somewhere. If he wants to be in the playoffs, he would definitely call for a trade for Cleveland Browns, or if not, the San Francisco 49ers. I think these two teams make sense for this guy. Now let's move on to the Denver Broncos. I heard they might give Justin Simmons an out of here. Someone needs a safety. Who's it gonna be? Maybe the Eagles. Or maybe the Browns. Those two teams definitely need a safety. And they're in position to be in the playoff run. And if it's the Eagles, I'd be okay with it. Because I'm pretty sure they're not going to give up much for Justin Simmons. Unlike Stephon Gilmore. That would be dangerous. Yeah. Let's move on to two New York Giants. Evan Ingram and Golden Tate. Those two names are interesting. That is what I call interesting interesting trade. So let's start off with Evan Ingram. He's a tough tight end. I don't see the Giants pulling this off, but if they do, I could definitely see him with the Carolina Panthers. They are in need of a tight end right now. Right now. Or maybe the New England Patriots. That could definitely work out for him. Of course, Golden Tate's up next. If Golden Tate wants a shot in the playoffs, maybe the Packers and Saints would do him good. And then let's move on to the return of Christian McCaffrey, which could put Mike Davis out of business. I would definitely recommend Mike Davis to be traded to the Bengals with Joe Mixon out. With the Joe Mixon situation. The Bengals are my wild card, but if any teams that are in the hunt for the playoffs, it would be the Chicago Bears, the Buffalo Bills, or the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why Pittsburgh Steelers? Maybe it's because of James Conner. The guy is slowing down. Huh. Anyways, this is my trade review. Comment down below if your opinions of my trade, and who do you think will get traded today? Or if there's no trades at all. Anyways, see you at 4 p.m. for the final trade breaking news. I am saving all videos for 4 p.m. slot because it is going to have to be suspenseful, like the election results. Anyway, see you at 4 p.m.